Do you know who owns your domain name? Chances are it's not who you think, and that's what we're going to talk about today on the Genealogy Website Builders.
Back in the dark ages of the internet, if you wanted a domain name like edthompson.com, you needed to purchase it from one specific company, and that company was Network Solutions. At the time, there were only half a dozen or so top-level domain names like .com, .org, .net. If you wanted to purchase a second-level domain name, like Ancestry.com or FamilySearch.com, you paid Network Solutions $70. This monopoly was finally broken, and the responsibility for overseeing IP addresses and domain names was passed to a nonprofit organization called ICANN. ICANN delegated the responsibility of administering top-level domains to businesses called registries. Now, registries, in turn, pass the responsibility of marketing and selling second-level domain names to registrars, like GoDaddy.com. Those registrars can charge almost anything they want. That's why if you go to GoDaddy, you might pay $19, and if you go to Namecheap, you might pay $9 for that very same domain name. Now, here's where it's important to understand. When you pay a registrar for a domain name, you are not buying the domain name. You do not own the domain name. You are simply leasing that domain name for a year. At the end of the lease, if you renew, you can keep it for another year. And if you choose not to renew, or you accidentally let it expire, it goes back into the pool after a 30-day wait period. The 30-day wait period is there in case you, as the website developer or website owner, simply forgot to renew the domain name, and it gives you a chance to get it back before it goes back on the open market. ICANN is responsible for overseeing IP addresses and domain names and managing the domain name registries. Domain name registries manage second-level domains that are tied to the first-level domains, top-level domains that they manage. And they delegate the marketing and actual selling of second-level domain names to registrars. You do not own your domain name. You're leasing it. And the registrar that you purchased it through does not own that domain name. And the registry doesn't own the domain name. They simply have purchased the right to administer the top-level domain name. And ICANN doesn't really own the domain name. They are simply the oversight organization making sure this whole system works. Now, how does this all tie together to impact the cost of your domain name? Well, remember, ICANN receives a small fee. Right now, that's about 18 cents. The registry receives a fee that can be as low as $8, but it can also be as high as $50. And then on top of that, the registrar sells you that domain name for whatever they think the market can bear. Now, here's one piece of advice you must pay attention to. If you are shopping around to get the best price on a domain name, remember to look at how much it's going to cost you to renew that domain name the second and third year. Everybody and their mother will sell you or lease you a domain name for cheap or for free for the first year, because they know that once you build a website using that domain name, you're going to want to stay. And where you could get hit is in paying the renewal fee for the second year and the third year. So that $2.99 domain name, if it costs you $17.99 for year 2, you may not have gotten the bargain that you think you did. And finally, always look for hidden fees. Now, I'll cover more of this in a future video about shopping around for domain names. But to summarize, the question is, who owns your domain name? And the answer is, it's not you, but neither is it your registrar. You are simply leasing the domain name for the period of your lease, and you have the right of first renewal.
Hey, thanks for watching this first episode of the Genealogy Website Builders. And if this is content you think would be of interest to you, please hit the like and subscribe. This is a brand new channel, and you're going to help me start out and provide free content for genealogists wanting to know more about running their own websites.